3, 2, 1, resolved.
Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of 3, 2, 1, Resolved. Here on this podcast, we're going to be talking about some unimportant things.
We're going to try and make them important.
And then we're going to try and resolve them.
Sounds good, I'm keen.
Yeah, so to get back into it, it's been about 2 weeks since we last recorded.
Yeah.
And we talked about something when I was half alive. I was quite sick, still recovering, but we talked about something very dear to Australians, which was the Bunnings snag. Now, we did go into that a bit half-cocked. I discussed about a lawsuit that happened.
Okay, so we're recapping and opening up the case file.
I did some more research.
Okay.
I wanted to know more. Turns out the gentleman that fell over, his name was Trevor.
Okay, glad you did all that research.
That's it. That's all the research I did.
Let's close that.
All right, done. But I found something very entertaining. I found an article, and it opens with Trevor, age 65, signed an NDA.
Non-disclosure agreement.
A non-disclosure agreement. And then it proceeds to tell me all about the case. So
they didn't sign one, just him.
Clearly not. Trevor fell over at Bunnings and was offered assistance that he turned down originally.
He slipped on the onion, right? Is this what we're talking about?
Yeah. Sorry, to recap if you didn't see last week's episode. He slipped on some onion that fell out of a Bunnings snag, not his own Bunnings snag that was previously there.
All right, so it was potentially planted.
Potentially planted.
All right, the conspiracy unfolds.
Yeah, ASIO's in on it. That's the only answer.
ASIO. Why are you in the wrong places?
Wrong places all the time.
We need you elsewhere.
Next, they're going to defect my car. Anyway, he was not injured originally and decided to not say that he wanted an ambulance. He declined the ambulance. But later on, had some injuries that then flared up and decided to pursue Bunnings for emotional stress.
Emotional damage.
So he claimed stress-induced damage. He said later on that I went to another Bunnings a couple of weeks after that and had a panic attack.
Huh.
And that is where the lawsuit started.
Wow.
Yeah. Every time I go into a Bunnings now, I look on the floor. I look for onions.
Terrible.
So if there's a rake, he doesn't care.
No, yeah.
He'll step on that.
Yeah. Which are your mousetraps in?
Yeah. So
no, I'm not bothered by that.
So thanks for Trevor. We put onions on the bottom of the sausages now, and that was a big enough thing to make news.
I believe that.
Change company policies nationwide. Actually, not even just here, in New Zealand as well, because New Zealand have Bunnings. They're the only other country in the world that have Bunnings Warehouse. Fun fact.
Really? Lowest lawsuits?
Lowest lawsuits.
Just the beginning.
Down, the patrons are down.
Down, share price is down.
Now, I had another thing I wanted to talk about today.
Okay.
I wanted to know, and I've got a reason why I'm asking this.
Okay.
If you got the opportunity, if you were to break into somebody's house or you had control of somebody's schedule for a day,
so
somebody you don't like.
I'm committing a crime.
Committing a crime, yes.
Right.
The best way to slightly inconvenience somebody's day. I'm talking about like going in, stealing everybody's left sock. Going in, putting a hole in everybody's right shirt.
My first thought that was like to turn their sprinklers on.
Why?
I just wasting water.
$30 extra on the water bill.
I turn their hot water tank off.
Hot water tank off. That's a good one. That's not even slight. That would infuriate me.
Yeah.
I've spent 3 days without hot water in a house before. It's not fun.
That you're going to spend another one.
All right, I'm the target apparently.
Where did this come from? What would you do?
So it's not something I would do. It's something that I did as a prank on one of my friends. And it started out as a slight inconvenience, but it snowballed so quickly.
It's a bit like water torture, right?
Yeah. So I tried to convince my friend over time that there was a serial killer after him.
That's not a slight inconvenience. That's psychological damage.
And the best part was it took much more effort than...
Is there a link between the first story about a lawsuit?
I hope not.
Emotional damage.
I really hope not.
Tell me how you tried to convince someone that a serial killer was following them.
I left a watermelon on his doorstep.
That's not really very Hannibal Lecter.
Repeatedly. with numbers carved into them.
Ooh, okay, yep.
Counting
Got weird.
down,
Got
counting-
weird.
Counting down from 10.
Hell.
So to some context, by the way, this friend now does know about this. This was a couple of years ago.
Okay.
And he has since discussed nicely with me the repercussions of this. So I was at gym late one night with my other friend, both very good friends of this other person. I'm going to call friend A the person that was at gym with me, and friend B the victim.
Is that his nickname?
Yep.
Yeah.
Friend A and friend B. That's what I call them. That's on their gravestone.
Person of interest 1, person of interest 2, yeah.
No, I'm person of interest 1, and he's person of interest 2. But friend B and I were at gym, and we were talking about pranks we could pull on our friend. But then I suggested, well, why don't we just like go do something really random? Like, let's go, I don't know, like put his hose on his roof at the side of his house. Let's go put his wipers up. And then friend B's like, why don't we go like put a watermelon on his doorstep?
Doesn't make sense that long.
I was like, okay,
right.
not sure what that'd do other than giving him free food.
I would be stoked. I was like, that's really thoughtful.
Yeah, and I was like, well, how do we make that? Let's make it creepy. You know, it's like, let's make it creepy. Doorstep, something left there. Why don't we like get a knife? Step 1, why don't we carve like a smiley face into it or something like that? And he's like, why don't we carve a number into it? I was like, why don't we carve 10 into it? And then next week, let's go leave number 9 at his doorstep when we have another gym session.
That's messed up.
So it just developed very, very, very quickly and very, very poorly. So we finished gym and
What number did you get to?
I think we got to 7 or 6 maybe.
You know what? That's a really good like experiment to test someone's like resilience before they crack. Like, how many numbers can you get through?
Yeah. Oh, well,
Not in a good way.
But we got to I'm going to say number 6. I've got photos of it in my Snapchat memories and stuff to remind myself. So we got number 10. I've got a video of me like pulling up and mate going out and putting the watermelon on his doorstep. Like
Committing the crime, yeah.
Yeah, all that fun and games. We were having a great time.
Yeah.
But friend B really didn't understand what we were trying to get across. So number 10 first arrives. I remember him telling us this story later on. He's called us. We're in a chat. He's like, I've got this watermelon at my door. And we're like, what about it?
Is there anything on it?
Yeah. Trying to play it off. Like, we didn't ask any questions. Yeah. And he was like, and then we waited for him to bring it up again. And we're like, what are you going on about this watermelon for?
This is so
He's
bad.
like, well, somebody left a watermelon on my doorstep with 10 carved into it. So I thought my house is number 8. Maybe it's for the wrong house. So he's picked up this watermelon and he's walked up and down the street knocking on people's doors like, hey, did you order this?
Did you order their...
So we're like,
That's really considerate. What a nice guy.
yeah. Oh, he's a lovely guy. Lovely guy. Very nice
prey.
friend.
Yeah.
Good friend to us. We're not, clearly. So a week passes. We have gym. We're there like, hey, are we doing things tonight? Well, yeah, we're doing things tonight. Cool. We get number 9, we carve it in there, and we take it around the house, put it on his doorstep, and then the next phone call we had with him, we were in a group chat when we discussed this. He was a bit more antic this time and was I don't know what's happening. Like, I don't know why number 9's here. what's happening? I don't understand. I'm not sure. Like, is it like a gift thing? And then number 8 comes.
Very like positive.
Very positive at this point.
Yeah,
Nothing suspicious.
Yeah.
Number 8 comes. Very drastic change. Very drastic
Huge change in the mood.
It's like, all right, who's doing this? I need to know. I only live at home with my mother. It's just the two of us.
Screaming out to the street at night.
So we obviously took that on our stride and did nothing about it.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
A week later.
You committed.
Yeah. Number 7 comes along and we hear nothing. He doesn't bring it up. He doesn't say anything. This is a bit more worrying.
He's gone dark.
Yeah. I was like, should I be worried? Is he planning? Maybe he knows it's us. Maybe he saw us this time. Maybe he's like staying outside of his house. Because we weren't doing it on the same night. We were doing it on like,
That's
different
so
nights.
psychopathic.
A little bit, yeah. But we're having a great time.
Yeah,
at this
okay.
point. We're having a great time because we were getting the reactions we wanted. Number 7 didn't get us a reaction that we wanted.
Okay.
So clearly what we had to do was just number 6.
You had to up it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Number 6 comes along and we thought, yeah, he does live at home with just his mum. Why don't we message her and be like, by the way...
Get in on it.
Yeah, because he'd mentioned on number 8 that his mum was worried. So we're like,
You're going to induce some health problems. now.
yeah. So when number 6 came along, we texted his mum. We're like, hey, by the way, it's just us leaving the watermelons on the doorstep. We just wanted to see what'll happen to our friend if we continue to number 1, and then nothing happens. And she immediately told him.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Probably for the best.
well, and this is where the roles kind of reversed. Is we didn't know that she immediately told him. So a day or two passes later, and I got a message from my mate to be like, hey, do you want to come around and hang out? I didn't think anything of it. I thought I still had the upper hand. I thought I was still the mastermind in this plan.
Yeah.
So yeah.
The hunter have become the hunted.
Yeah, because we didn't hear about 6 either. We didn't hear about 6 or 7. So I was like, it's been 3 weeks. It's
So these watermelons on special.
No.
You paid full price.
And here's where I said, like, it was a slightly inconvenience him. It was actually a lot of effort for us. We had to go and find... Well, actually, no, after a while, we did figure out that we can just buy the watermelons during the day before we went to gym. But originally, we were going to, like, late-night markets and buying watermelons after the gym session and then carving them and driving them out. We go to gym about 40 to 45 minutes away from his house, and neither of us live near him.
Ah.
Like, it was a haul.
You really
to
committed
get out.
to this.
Yeah, we didn't think about the actual toll it was taking on us financially. And then,
Yeah, you're the victim.
I'm the exactly.
Yeah,
You understand. You understand. I'll have you as a witness. Anyway, we get to number 6. We've dropped it off. I've gone over to see him, thinking I still had the upper hand. He's like, "Oh, let's go in the pool." Cool. I'm sitting out next to the pool. He goes inside, says, "I've got to go to the bathroom." Comes out. I'm sitting on my phone. Next thing I know, he's thrown this watermelon over next to me on the side of his pool, and it's exploded everywhere. He's like, "I know what you did. I know everything. You're the melon man. You're the melon man." I don't know what.
I cannot believe you pushed a person to that extreme.
So his mum immediately told him. His mum immediately told him, and then he planned the outing of me. So then I told him, I was like, "Look, it wasn't just me; it was friend."
Oh yeah, you dogged your mate in as well.
Of course,
You
I was
narc.
like, going down with the shit.
I'm not doing any heists with you.
Yeah, so I told him about it. I was like, "Yeah, we just thought it'd be a funny prank," and he did laugh it off. Like he was alright with it. That was funny. It wasn't slightly inconvenient. So
You still talk to him?
yeah, he's one of my best mates. Okay. He was a groomsman at my wedding.
Oh, idiot.
But what I wanted to know is if you'd ever done something to slightly inconvenience somebody, and if it had relatively backfired.
I don't know if it's a great story to tell. I didn't slightly inconvenience. This was, oh man, I'm showing my age again. This was back when like Jackass had first come out, right? It was really funny to go and like hurt yourself or do something dramatic in the shopping center. So there was a bit of that. It was my second last year of school, bit of that going on. And we were trying to think of funny things to do. And then my mate, who was like the ringleader of all the pranks, he was dangerous. He was going to be a cult leader. Do you know what I mean? Like, he had the nous to be like,
CEO.
to majorly coordinate things. But then one of my other mates were like, what if we turn on him? And we coordinated like this really violent attack on him to see what would happen in the middle of class. So we waited for the teacher to leave the room. We set this up. He's in the middle. We're on either side. And he's huge, this guy, by the way. Like, we're literally poking the bear.
Okay.
And, like, the teacher leaves the room and we look at each other, we're on. And, like, I guess kind of like you with that dumb energy where you're not thinking of consequences.
Yeah. He
stands up and takes to his shoulder with a textbook with everything he's got. And I was shocked when I saw his face. Like... And then I go straight in with the lighter and deodorant can up his arm. What? He is so angry. He doesn't know what to do. And we were just in tears. And he almost was like, I respect this, but I'm going to hurt you so much.
So you set a mate on fire?
Yeah.
In class?
Yeah, still friends.
Was he seriously injured or was there any...
Oh, and it was a singe.
It was a singe. Bit of a bad smell when the teacher came back.
Yeah. Oh, man, we were just rat bags. I don't even know why we did it. It was all that Jackass influence. Do you remember like the overhead projectors?
Yeah.
We put a dim sim inside it once and lent it on the bulb. Shut it. It was in another classroom. shot it, and then we went to class. Teacher's like, I need to get an overhead projector for this next exercise. We'll get it. We'll get this.
So you set it up as like a thing to just affect somebody else, and then you had the
And then we
opportunity to see it firsthand.
we got to see it.
Right. Okay.
So we bring it in, position it, quickly check to make sure it's still sitting on the bulb. She turns it on. We probably get, I don't know, 40 seconds in, and smoke is billowing out of this thing.
Right.
And once again, we're just in tears, and she's in pure panic and thinks that we're laughing at her because something's horrible going on. She's regretting her teaching career. And we just think it's the best thing ever. What a shit.
Moving on from that, have you seen in the news lately about baby names and this big uproar with naming children?
I think that's like a recurring thing, right?
So there's a massive thing lately, especially with celebrities naming things, different stuff. I know Elon Musk named one of his kids like a character of something. I don't know.
No, it was a formula, wasn't it?
It was a formula.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. He could have.
But like, I remember like Game of Thrones, everyone was calling their kid Khaleesi.
Anyway, but in the news, I saw an article last week about somebody that successfully named their child Methamphetamine Rules.
I did see.
You did see this?
Yeah, in Sydney. Was it Sydney? Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I've got
the culture capital of the country.
I've got some facts for you about that
one.
one.
Please tell me you fact check this.
I did fact check this.
Is it legit?
It's legit. So she's named her child Methamphetamine Rules. One word as the first name.
Right.
Now, it turns out...
Meth for short? Methy? Ann. What's Ann short for?
Ann? No, we're going to need your full name.
Present. How do you spell that? Capital M.
Just imagine the teacher. Jimmy, Kyle.
Methamphetamine Rules.
Yeah! Woo! Yeah!
This is fucking learning.
I was a day and a half early.
Can I please use the bathroom?
Anyway, the story behind it is that the parents are actually part of a show called What the Fact. FAQ. What the Fact.
Okay.
And I don't know exactly what the show's about, but their whole thing was they wanted to know a bit more about the behind the scenes of how the marriage, death, and birth council works when you give them an unsolicited baby name or when the parents can't like provide an appropriate baby name.
Okay, like what do you do when you can't name a human? Is that what it's kind of
exactly? Now we do actually have in place a system for that. There is a genuine system that is supposed to name babies if the parents are unavailable or if the parents...
Is it like the Cyclones? How they name Cyclones? I was too excited about that. Yeah.
So, yeah, we've got a system in place for that. They've put the name in thinking, let's see what the process is. They've gotten the birth certificate back and it says Methamphetamine Rules. And they're like, oh no, that's not good.
So, wow, hang on, I need to process this. So some organization has allocated that name to a human.
Yes.
Why? Wow.
In the name of content for a show, they wanted to name it something unreasonable and inappropriate in the expectation that it will be renamed something appropriate by the system.
Right.
But it slipped through the system, and now on a birth certificate they have Methamphetamine Rules as a child's name.
You can't even get offensive number plates.
No, I've tried. I've had 2 declined.
Go on then.
No. I don't want to. They were declined for good purpose. But yeah, it got through, and now I think they've obviously changed the name of the child since then, but that is forever on document.
To Ice.
something shorter. Crack's good. Crack's sick.
Methamphetamine is okay. Breaking good.
So based on that, with slight inconveniences to a person, say if you got like 1 hour in your enemy's house,
yeah.
What would you do? What would you do? Well, name one thing. I'll name one thing. You name one thing, and we'll think of things that you could do to slightly inconvenience somebody's house. I'll go first.
Mm-hmm.
I would whittle away their phone chargers so they're very slightly frayed, so they're going to break in the next week. All of them, everyone in the house.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe I could crack their freezer door.
Oh yeah, leave it
Just
ajar.
a little bit.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I would punch a hole in all of their batteries, a really small hole in all the batteries and all their like remotes or technology around the house.
Right.
So they're slowly going to leak out.
That's really mean.
And destroy the technology. That's the point of this. It's supposed to be me. Don't look at me like that. Don't judge me. This is a judge-free zone. All right?
Okay, you're right. I'm sorry. I apologize. You're in a
Thank
safe
you.
zone.
This is a
Do
safe
you know
zone.
what? Actually, now I think about it, talking about slight inconveniences, the only thing bigger than that is inconvenient truths. I'm going to go Michael Moore on them
A harsh reality of life.
and just tell them truths. So I'll leave notes around their house. No, I'll write it on their walls about the life they're living and how expensive it is. Cost of living. I'm going to say, like, you have wasted your milk ratio for the week. It's going to go off before you use it. And
Your
they'll
coffees.
read that and they'll like,
You write it on the walls. There's some big ticket ones you write on the walls. Like,
Yeah.
like having a child costs this much. over
above
year.
the cot.
Or you do that, and then after that, you get a bunch of sticky notes, and you leave small ones around the house.
Little ones.
So they scrub that one off the wall, and they're like,
Yeah.
oh, it's gone out of my life.
Every time they open something,
Something else.
yeah, your electricity bill's going up this year because you've left the light on to read this note.
Something like that, yeah. That's perfect.
Based on your BMI, you're likely to have a heart attack during sex. On the roof.
Stick that one above the bed. So at least one of those party members are not having a good time.
I reckon it. What do you reckon?
I reckon it's a good one,
I
yeah.
reckon, okay, so to inconvenience someone, we give them inconvenient truths.
Inconvenient truths.
3, 2, 1, resolved. You're coming up to 12 months of marriage, right?
I sure am.
How's that going?
I'm still married.
You still going to keep doing it?
Yeah, I've had my little fling with it. It's going well.
You ready to commit into it?
I think I'm almost ready for commitment.
What do you reckon's got you through it? For these youngins out there that are thinking about settling down and getting their knee dirty. Because you're quite young these days to be married.
We were 24 when we
Yeah, that's
actually
so
tied.
1940s of you.
We were 23 when we got engaged.
Wild.
But we spent the better part of 7 years together. Like, we had a couple breakups here and there, as every young couple does. But we spent 7 years together. So we grew up together. We matured together. We became adults together.
You're not adults, I'm sorry, you're 25.
Hey, you want to talk about maturity and age?
But okay,
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You back off that. Anyway. What I was trying to say there is that there are some things we learnt together and then we would split up, and there were some things we just had to learn by ourselves. There were some things that we
you have to go
couldn't.
and find yourselves.
Literally, yeah. We had some splits here and there, a couple months here and there. We spent most of it just being depressed. But
You have a technique that I just remembered then about when you're... What am I going to talk about?
I know what you're going to talk about. I know what you're going to talk about.
Talk me through that.
All right. As
And
every
this could be a tip, right? For young couples, old couples, whatever.
look, I don't give advice. I refuse to give advice. I think advice giving is stupid because nobody is just the same as somebody else.
Right.
What I will do is tell people my experiences, the things that worked, the things that didn't work, the dumb things I've done and the smart things I've done. One of those lists is a lot taller. And I'll tell you what worked for me, and you can take from that what you want.
Go.
Meg and I argue. Every couple argues. Everybody argues. It doesn't matter who you are, what you are, what age you are.
Of course.
People disagree on things.
Yeah. It'd be weird if you didn't.
So if Meg and I are ever getting into an argument and we can both have a bit of a reality check and be like, oh, this is going to escalate, but we're both frustrated, one of us will just take a deep breath and then they get the hand ready.
And then what?
They get the hand ready.
Yeah, okay.
Cock the elbow.
Yeah. Run up.
You just expel it from the lungs. Instead of saying it in words, you just use the same amount of oxygen, same breath as it would have said,
It's almost efficient.
hey, you idiot. Hey, you dumb person.
You're thinking, you're expelling all that anger.
Yeah. You're saying all you wanted to say without saying words and hurting the other person. Instead, the effort and energy it would have taken to be that disappointed in the other person's actions.
Disappointed.
Disappointed. It's the word I'm going to go with.
Does it work?
Yeah, it does work. It's great because after you see somebody go like this,
Yeah.
you can't really take them seriously that well.
So it's like talk me through it again. Deep breath.
And if you're really mad,
Or bring the other
the double hand. You're the full Michael Jackson, you know?
Yeah. Spirit fingers, but with hate.
Exactly, the hate fingers.
That's okay. I'd
fingers.
never heard of that before. I'd never come across that.
That's because nobody else does it.
I think it's a really cool way of like diffusing it. Right? Does it work? Is that how it works? Diffuses?
Yeah, it's a diffusal.
Takes
it's
the
comedic
takes the heat out.
diffusal, energy of diffusal, because it does expel energy to do it, and
It almost like mocks your situation, right? Because most of the time, like your arguments, you potentially arguing over something stupid, like
yeah.
how you can't manage money.
No, that's not stupid. Actually, that's a pretty important thing. It's more stupid, like, hey, you put peanut butter with butter on toast. Sort of stupid.
Cardinal breakfast sin.
Yeah, let's not get into. Let's not do that.
That's another episode. Yeah.
It works.
It worked.
It works. It works. It makes you frustrated, and then it's like saying, "This is stupid. I'm stupid. You're stupid. We're being stupid. Let's stop being stupid."
Lance is happily married. Well, I'll find out next week to see if Lance is still married, hey?
Sounds good.
3, 2, 1.
Bye.
Later, gators.